Hi there friends, it's John again. I've got to tell you, these live videos, I'd much prefer to make a video, look at it, think about it, then post it. But I hear that apparently these are okay things to do. So I'm practicing. Anyways, a couple of days ago I shared with you that it was the beginning of the end. It was the beginning of the end of my tour through my addiction. And what I'd like to share with you today is what actually happened with that. I'd shared in that last video that I'd come home and get drunk, and Mandy's fear and her anger, her disappointment and her discouragement has all just pinpricked into this one moment where she was so upset. She asked me again, John, how much have you had to drink? And I answered in that typical alcoholic answer, 2. And I was right. I did have 2. I'd had 2 bottles of vodka under my belt. And as I said, that fear, that anger, that disappointment, that discouragement is all just pinned into this moment. And she has slapped me so hard it knocked me to the ground. She was sitting atop my chest with that finger pointing into my breastbone. And it was just one of those real God moments where it was overcast, there was this thunder was cracking, the kids were crying in the corner, and she was sitting atop my chest and she said, you know what? I cannot sit by and watch you kill yourself slowly in front of me and the kids. I cannot do that. I give you 6 weeks to get it together because, mate, I will not be the one who is leaving. And I'll tell you what, I sobered up very, very quickly. For the first time in my life, I heard her and how upset and disappointed she was. And I wasn't to stop drinking that day, but what I did do 3 days later, on my knees, I called what has now become Australia's leading treatment centre, South Pacific Private Hospital, and made a call. And December the 20th, I put that drink down. I arrived in that hospital on December the 22nd. Mandy didn't need to drive me down, but she's a kind, gentle soul. And as I was walking into that hospital, I was carrying my bags, and just all that mindless chatter of, oh my God, maybe I should just go back to meetings. Maybe I should call my sponsor. You've been here before. I don't really need to do this. But I deeply knew that I had to step up, step in, step forward into what I needed to do. And I want to share with you a miracle that happened that day. But I didn't realise it for 3 weeks after. It's 22 days after stepping into that hospital. It dawned upon me that as soon as I stepped through the threshold of that hospital, the compulsion to drink was removed. For 22 days. Not for the ability of being able to get it, because, we're locked down in a joint like that. But for 22 days, I haven't even wanted to have a drink. That miracle was placed upon me as soon as I stepped through that hospital. And a week after that, I remember that I had a dream about my dad. That dream about my dad was just extraordinarily pertinent. At that stage, my dad had been dead for 17 years. And our relationship was somewhat standoffish. He was 52 years old when I was born and unable to express his love for a son. I'm imagining, I just make this up. He's gone now. I can't speak to him about it. But I really needed a good, strong male role model to be able to stand strong. He just wasn't available. There isn't any malice or anger when I say that. He just wasn't available. But I remember having this dream, and in this dream he came to me, and I was in the body of a small little child, and he was holding me in his arms, and the first time in my life I felt safe and loved and secure. And we're sitting on his grave, and this is the really weird thing about it. He turned me towards his headstone and he said, look at these dates, John, look at these dates. I said, what are we looking at, Dad? And he showed me these dates on that headstone. 6th of April, 1914, dash, 7th of May, 1991. It is that dash between those dates that all our lives amount to. And right now, yours really isn't amounting to what you know it can be. And then he slid me back across those cold white pebbles on that grave up in the mountains here in New South Wales. And he said, look, John, look, as he's whispering over my shoulder, rest in peace. And I said, what, Dad? What does that mean? And he said, you do not need to be dead like me to rest in peace today. Now, at that moment, I didn't realise the importance and how pertinent that was to what was to become my life. What I do now know is what it is to rest in peace today, through being available, through being available in those rooms of recovery, through having some semblance of understanding what those 12 steps mean in my life, but also a lot of deep outside work, a lot of extraordinarily deep work with some extraordinary therapists, a lot of deep study into meditation, neuroscience, human performance, and high performance, and our behaviours and how that works. And I'm telling you, I now understand in that dream where my father came to me 12 years ago and he said to me, rest, you do not need to be dead like me to rest in peace today. I truly, truly understand what that means. And what I'll do now is I'll sign off. I'm right down in the bush. We're going to do a little bit more walking, Mandy and I. Just let me show you around before I go. It's absolutely beautiful out here. We've got a few walkers and we're out here about 20 minutes from home, a place called Meditation Rock. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let me see if we can spot Mandy. Where is she? There she is. Can you see her? She's hiding. Lots of love, you guys. Absolutely wonderful to see you, and we'll catch you soon, hey? Now, finishing this bloody thing? All right. We'll catch you soon, hey? Bye now.